Welcome back. Now in this video we will create a text form field right down below in here. So let's go and do that. So we are here on the upload job dot as you guys can see right in here. Below this align right in here. First we will create some height between these text and the text form field that we are about to create right in here. So we will set size box, give the height to 10. That's fine. Now also we will add the divider below this text right in here. So we will say divider and put comma in here, tag this down, and we will give the thickness to 1. I have already how to reload the app. I will simply just press the Ctrl S and you guys will notice the divider. There we go, as you guys can see now. Now let's move further. We will do some padding right in here. In here comma, tag this down. As usual, as insect, we will go with the .all. Gonna set it to 8.0 and tag this down, child form widget right in there. It's gonna take some properties. The first one will be key. So now we will go and create a form key for that. So right in there, let's create that. We will say final, and then it's going to be private form key. It's going to be global key, and in there form stat. So that global key will basically creates a label global key, which is a global key with a label used for debugging. And then that form stat, it is simply an object which can be used to save, reset and validate every form field. So that's the purpose, that's why we create that. Now let's go and use that right in the key in here. There we go. Now right after child, gonna take the column widget. Now right in there you will set the property cross axis alignment. You will set it to start, cross axis alignment dot start. There we go. Now take this down in here, children. First let me check that error. So now you will simply go right at top and in here, as you guys can see that children right in front of that, remove that const key. Because of that we are getting that error. Now if you go down, the error has been gone now. As you guys can see, the red line has been gone. But what we will do, we will simply add the const modifier just to remove these yellow lines. Okay, so the code will be clean then. There we go. Also in here, and to this divider, also the as insect, add it to that, and all good, as you guys can see. Now writing the children back. So now first we will go and create the titles for the text form fields. So right in the method we will create a design for that, and then we will use it right in here. So let's go and do that. Above the widget build, there we go with the widget build, and above that right in here we will say widget, return type will be widget. We can make that private and gonna name this as a text titles. Then you will say required. It's going to take the string type variable label with a small alphabet. So that's fine. We're gonna pass that label. So let's move further. Now in here you will simply say return padding, and in here comma, take this down, in here semicolon, take this down. We will say padding as usual as in sec. We will go with the dot all, gonna set it to 5.0, and then we will say child text widget, and right in there we will say label. Okay, now let's do some style for that label. Text style as usual, and color you will set that gonna be black, and let's set the font size, we will set it to 20, and also we will make it bold, so we will say font weight dot bold. Now we will add the const modifier just to remove the real lines. There we go. So we are done with the text style. Now let's go down, and adding the children we will say text style. There we go, with a segregation, and right in there it's going to take the label as I told you before. So we're going to give the label as a job category. Okay, all fine. So it's going to pass that text job category as a label, and we have already implemented the code right in the text style method. Okay, there we go with the label and the design. Now let's move further. So we are done with the text style, as you guys know already. Now right after we will create a text form field, as I told you before, right down in here. And also I will show you the output. Just press the Ctrl S and you guys will notice that job category right in here. Ctrl S, and there we go with the job category text styles. Now we will simply go and create the text form field. Right in the method we will create a beautiful design for the text form field, and then we will come back right in here and we will use that and work on that. So let's go and create that method for the text form field above the widget build, as you guys can see right in here. Return type will be widget, and it's going to be private. We will name this as a text form field. In here curly braces, take this down, and in there what we will do, we will initialize, let's say required, and string type. First one we will create for the value key, as you guys can see, and then we will say required. Let's create a text editing controller that we are about to use in the text form field, and then again say required, and now it will be a bool type enable. Okay, right after required we're gonna create the function rct shutdown right after required, and integer type gonna have the max length for the text form field. All good. Now let's move further. Right in those curly braces, what we will do, we will say return padding. Okay, in here semicolon, and tag this down as in sec dot all. You will set it to 5.0, and we're gonna have the child right in there equal. Right in the equal, it's gonna take the on tag event. Okay, and in there we will say fct that we just created. Okay, that one. So in here, let's move further. We will say child text form field. There we go. Take this down. Validator, then text and properties. So validator in here, and in here you will have that value. Whenever the user will enter something right in the text form field, it's gonna assign that text that the user will enter to this value. So it's gonna be right inside that. And right afterward, take this down. Now in here we will say if that value, the text that the user will enter will be right inside that value, then we will say if that value, null check, is empty. In that case, what we will do is take this down. We will simply return text in which we will say value is missing. Okay, and here add the const modifier. All good. So I hope you can get the idea. I will explain this one more time whenever we will test the app. Okay, so don't worry about that. Let's move further. And if the value will not be empty, in that case you will simply just return no. All good. Now let's move further. In here we will say controller to the controller. We just created. Okay, let me show it to you. There you go, the text editing control. And here we just use it. It's just a controller for an editable text field. It's simple as that. Now let's move further. Let's enable it, and gonna have the key in there. It's gonna be the value key that we just created. Let me show it to you. There we go. Okay, that one. And here we will use it now. So value key, and right inside that we're gonna have that value key that we just created right above. And then let's do some style, text style as usual. In there we will set just the color. We will go with a white, just white. In here add the const modifier, and now below this text style we're gonna have the max line. There we go. So in here we will say value key, it's equal to the job description. Then in that case, right in the if, we will just give the max line 3, or otherwise we will give it 1. So I hope you can get the idea. Let me explain it one more time. In here what we say, if the value key is equal to the description, jobs description, then we will simply give the max line 3. or otherwise we will give it 1 in case of if the value is not equal to the job description. It's simple as that. Now let's move further. You'll have the max length, and take this down. Gonna have the keyboard type is going to be text, input type, there we go, dot text, all fine. Now let's do some decoration for that. So in here, input decoration, and right in there we're going to take some properties. So filled, we will set this to true, okay, and right after fill color, we will go with the colors like 54, and now enable border, underline, input border, there we go, and right inside that we will set the border side, right inside that we will set the color is gonna be white, or we can go with the black, so it's gonna be more look proper. And in here comma, now down below in here we will set the focus border, and in there underline input border, there we go, and right inside that let's set the border side, okay, right in there we will set the colors, we'll go with the black one again, and in here comma, there we go. Now in here you will set the error border, so underline input border, in there border side, and border side, right in there we will set the colors, we will go with the right one this time because it's the error border, okay, so there will be any kind of error, it's going to be right in the right color, the border. Now we will simply remove that yellow lines, so the code will be clean then, you guys can see. So that was all the working for the text form field, okay.